Welcome back to MLB Central. We have a Monday night planned for you. Do we ever? Padres in the Bronx. They're bringing Nick Pivetta with them. It's going to be a time. It is on our air tonight, and JP Morosi will be there. Lucky duck. It is our showcase game tonight. JP Morosi on the inside corner. I need updates on injuries. Good morning to you. When Anthony Vulpi kind of held his shoulder, I thought, oh no, are we going to see him tonight? What do you got? Good morning.
Lauren, good morning. The Yankees are cautiously optimistic that Anthony Vulpi will be back at shortstop for them in tonight's showcase game against the Padres. So very good news indeed for the Yankees coming off of that three-game series defeat against the Tampa Bay Rays. It was over the weekend where he initially injured that left shoulder diving for a ball. He did not play on Sunday. As a result, there he is, stretching out. There was a lot of drama about if he was going to be able to stay in the game or not. They wanted to be really careful, Lauren, after some examination to be sure that Vulpi could be able to play early this week. Again, right now, they are cautiously optimistic that he's going to be able to play today, which is very good news, especially in light of the fact that Jazz Chisholm is out for a month, probably more, on the IL right now. So without Jazz, they're likely having to go with a combination of Yorbi Vivas and Pablo Reyes over at second base. They do have Peraza as well, and Peraza actually started in place of Vulpi yesterday at shortstop. But Vivas is the man who just came up from the minor leagues. He was acquired from the Dodgers in a trade a couple off seasons ago. So for now, they're going to have to be creative. Of course, there is still no Giancarlo Stanton in the lineup, so they'll have to rely even more on number 99. As I was listening to the previous segment, that was a great segment there, combining wrestling and baseball. I think Aaron Judge right now more important than ever to the New York Yankees.
Are you in the dark, JP?
I am in a room where I had to get really creative with the lighting here. I'm not in the dark. I thought my face was somewhat illuminated, but I'm without my normal bookshelf and the kids' drawings to brighten up my affect. But I promise you, Lauren, I am bringing my enthusiasm as I always do.
You're a Harvard grad, I have no doubt. The Yankees offense will have their hands full with Nick Pavetta. It's been absurd. I was looking at the numbers. In terms of additions, this has to be at the top of the list. What stands out when you watch him lately?
One of the best signings that any team made last offseason, Lauren. It truly is. And again, Pivetta signed not too far away from the start of spring training, pitchers and catchers. And sometimes we talk about whether it was Jordan Montgomery a year ago or Blake Snell, that there can often be some struggles for pitchers that sign late. Well, not with this guy. He's been one of the very best pitchers in all of Major League Baseball. I think he'll be an all-star this year without a doubt. There's been a subtle change in his pitch repertoire, thanks in part to this man, Ruben Niebla, who is, I believe, one of the very best pitching coaches in all of Major League Baseball. Lauren, it's not an accident that as the resources of the Padres maybe have fluctuated a bit in recent years, the pitching performance has stayed elite. So you look at Pivetta taking a step, what he's been able to do. Look at that. He's just reducing that ERA by more than 2 runs to this point in time, nearly equaling last year's win total. Even though, as you see it there, he's a little bit less reliant on strikeouts. So he's able to put the ball in play a bit more often. The Padres defense has been really good to begin this season. So for a lot of different reasons, you think about Nick Pivetta, Ruben Niebla, and the Padre bullpen is a big part of this too, Lauren. The best ERA of any bullpen in Major League Baseball. And we'll be talking about them on the showcase game tonight with Matt and Yonder.
And the splits at home versus on the road have been a story, but Nick has been the exception. Moving on, what a tough sight for Tristan Casus. JP, I hate this. This is part of the game. Hurt himself Friday, surgery over the weekend. How do they fill the void, and have you heard from him?
Right, Lauren. So it's a very difficult circumstance because Casus is one of these people that I think he's just now coming into his form of the kind of player that he can be. And there you see it, just an awkward play over at first base, left knee injury. The expectation is he'll miss the rest of the year. And that is just devastating news for the Boston Red Sox. So internally, they do have some options. They made a move over the weekend. Toro coming up. Romy Gonzalez can play there. Ref Snyder can move around the diamond for you. Vaughn Grissom obviously has played multiple different positions in his professional career, but not yet at all at first base. So those are the options. I would expect for now we'll see a lot of Toro and Gonzalez. Now, externally, a few names to consider. Anthony Rizzo, of course, originally a Red Sox. He is still a free agent. John Singleton at AAA with the New York Mets. Dom Smith, who of course has played with the Red Sox before, and Bobby Dahlbeck, also a former Red Sox first baseman. I was told, Lauren, that for now, the Red Sox plans are to remain internal, that those external options right now, that nothing is particularly hot in terms of adding someone from the outside. But I'll mention this. Remember Rafael Devers and the conversation about where he was going to play going back to spring training. The Red Sox have been pleased with the way that he has handled the adjustment to DH, and they're not going to move him unilaterally again for the second time in the span of a few weeks to a different position again at first base, unless, and this is what I think would potentially happen, unless Rafi is the one who dictates the move. Unless if he volunteers, probably it changes the conversation a little bit. I think probably a lot of Red Sox fans also want to know, what about Roman Anthony? And it doesn't sound like for now that one of the star prospects in all of baseball, that he would be an option to play first base. But let's just keep a little eye on the AAA box scores, Lauren, to see if maybe Anthony ends up getting a little playing time at spots that are not the outfield. Very good athlete, so we'll see if there's some optionality added with the versatility of young Roman Anthony there in the Red Sox.
I played first base, JP. No big deal. Padres and Yankees.
Shahadi is available. I mean, what do you think, Lauren?
Alex Cora.
You can coach him up. Switching across the diamond, what do you got? Can he do it or not?
I got pop, JP. That's all I have to say.
Lauren's got
Padres
pop.
and Yankees, our MLB Network showcase game tonight. JP, have a nice time.